here. This is Killer Kyle. And welcome to episode of Wheels of Fury. And today, or tonight, rather, is Fastlane.
Yeah!
And I had put on talking to Kyle on my messenger on Facebook and said it was going to be a doozy. And looking at the matches and everything, yeah, there is going to be a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah. I mean, this is like the last stop before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And this year, WrestleMania, as promised, is going to go back to basics, or whatever the tagline was.
Back in business.
Back in business, audience-wise, and,
yeah,
you know, all that fun stuff. But, yeah, it's going to be an interesting show on Sunday, that's for sure.
Yeah. I had a feeling that WrestleMania would eventually end up having a WrestleMania at Raymond James Stadium. I just didn't think it would be like the following year, but I think WWE was like, well, because we, built up WrestleMania at Raymond James Stadium, and then, world went into crisis and pandemic and that, now the things are slowly but surely making their way in the right direction.
Yeah.
WWE was like, well, what's the point of waiting year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years to have WrestleMania at Raymond James Stadium again? I mean, like, they're in Florida.
Yeah.
They've been in Florida for the last several months. I mean, so many months at the Performance Center, and then they went to the Amway Center, and now they're in Tropicana Field, so they're in the Florida vicinity.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, Raymond James Stadium is in Tampa, Florida, and Tropicana Field's in Tampa, and Raymond James Stadium's in...
It's in Tampa. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa. So, I mean, they're like, 20 minutes from each other, let's say, or right up the road, whatever. Why not?
Well, and the thing, too, is that last year they said WrestleMania is going to be in Los Angeles for WrestleMania 37. It's like, you don't want to cheat the fans out of teasing them of the whole field of Raymond James Stadium, because you saw the thing with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
And her looking at the field and just picturing what WrestleMania 37 was, or 36 rather, was going to be like.
Yeah.
And I know that WrestleMania 35 was at MetLife Stadium.
Right.
Yeah, it was, could have had the aisle a lot longer than usual, but
yeah,
Raymond James Stadium could have been good, but then, of course, shit hit the fan, and this year it will be at Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking forward to that.
And you talk about them teasing that, oh yeah, WrestleMania this year. If things had went planned last year and they had WrestleMania at Raymond James Stadium, WrestleMania this year would have been in LA.
Yes.
Well, it was end of December or maybe the beginning of January, they made the announcement that WrestleMania this year will be at Raymond James Stadium. Next year will be somewhere, and then the following year will be Los Angeles.
Right, yeah.
So, they are still going to have WrestleMania in Los Angeles. It's just further up the road.
Yeah, still no Toronto, but anyhow. Fastlane. Let's get first match. So, would you like to go first, or do you want me to go?
So, got a match with the monster among men, Braun Strowman. Though they haven't really used that tagline in a while. Anyway,
This guy's a pussy now.
well, seems to be. Yeah, you got Braun Strowman against Shane McMahon. And it's like, okay. Here's the thing. You bring back Shane, and, you know, he's going to have a match. And, you know, it's against Braun Strowman. It's going to be a Fastlane. Cool. It'll be interesting. Any match that Shane's in is always good, always entertaining. Doesn't matter who it's against. Braun Strowman, you know, is a big dude, and, you know, muscular and that. And be kind of David versus Goliath. The way they went about this match is like, what is this? You friggin' out on the schoolyard?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so stupid. You're big and you're dumb and, you know, I'm better than you and I come from money and I come from wealth and I come from a big name family. Yada, yada, yada. It's like, this is Attitude Era shit.
Pretty much.
Like, and the whole thing too with like Strowman challenging Shane to a match on SmackDown, and then, you know, Shane attacking him and beating him down, and, you know, coming off the top rope with, like usual, elbow drops through the table. Okay, that's all cool. Then you get buckets of paint, green paint, and you pour them on Strowman. Like, why are we going backwards? You made so many good strides forward. It's like, WWE makes really great strides forward, but then it ends up being one of those things like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Like, I don't get it. I'm sure it'll be a good match, but the build up to this match could have been so much better and so much more different than what it was.
Yeah, and so this is where, you know, I have my gripe, because, you know, you look at this Braun Strowman, the monster among men. This guy comes in as one of the Wyatt family members.
Yeah.
He's got the black sheep mask on. He's kicking everyone's ass.
Yeah.
Just doing what monsters do, I guess.
Yeah.
Then he becomes monster among men. And, you know, we talk about it a lot through the years of WHEELZ of Fury. Why don't they put the fucking title on him? So, okay. Fast forward to SummerSlam, because you had that match where Braun Strowman threw a fucking chair at Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And of course he didn't win the title. Okay. So let's go to Saudi Arabia. And he wins the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
He won the trophy and he won this title. Did he go back to America with it? No. That didn't happen. Then we go to WrestleMania 34. He wins a title, the tag team title. Not with anybody in the back. No, we gotta get this little fucking 12-year-old, or his father's a referee, and we gotta win the title, and then we have to forfeit it on Monday, because why? The kid's gotta go to school. And I said this before, we should have outdid all of that at SummerSlam. So, then there's that. Now, he did win the Universal title last year, which is great. Fantastic. But he's not the Universal title champion no more.
Yeah.
And then you get this Shane McMahon bullshit.
Yeah.
And you have the match at Extreme Rules with Bray Wyatt. And don't know what the fuck happened after that because he comes out a changed man. Well, he just shaved his head and became more evil.
Yeah.
And now you have this thing with Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon. And so let's talk about Shane McMahon for a minute. So Shane McMahon, 2016, comes back when it goes into the Survivor Series. Then he becomes best in the world. And then has a feud with The Miz. And then has a feud with Roman Reigns, which was bullshit in itself. And then he comes back. He did the whole Raw Underground thing. I thought I liked it. I know a lot of people didn't. He did that. And now he's doing this thing with Braun Strowman. Why? And why is Braun Strowman acting like a little fucking pussy? He comes out in the ring and saying, you did this and you said this and I'm not stupid and blah 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 blah. And then Shane comes out and he's acting like a 7th grade bully.
Yeah.
So, when Sunday happens, you have Braun Strowman annihilate Shane McMahon. Or, this whole thing was fucking pointless. Because Shane McMahon, and I've said this before, is not a wrestler. Yes, he's been in matches. Yes, he does a lot of the street fights and all that bullshit. But Braun Strowman should not be handled like this. So yeah, for me, it will be Braun Strowman on Sunday.
It makes you kind of wonder if Braun pissed somebody off.
And that's the thing. He must have pissed at someone's cornflakes because nobody should be handled like this.
Yeah. Go from the monster among men to the boss's big bitch?
Pretty much, yeah. It's fucking stupid.
Anyway, yeah, I agree. I'm taking Strowman as well.
On to the women's tag team match with
Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Yeah.
And see, this is the thing too. Because, okay, we're going reverse here because a long time ago, you had Shawn Michaels and John Cena. They were going to wrestle at WrestleMania in the main event for the WWE title. What the fuck did you people do? You put the tag team titles on them. Of course, they lost them before the go-home show or whatever. Kind of did the same thing with Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero at 31, except they didn't have single titles. It's kind of pathetic when you think about it, because that was Eddie's last WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Of course, we didn't know that at the time.
No.
So now you have this bullshit. You've got Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, the tag team champions, who could go against anybody. Because you've got the sexy muscle friends of Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. And actually, that's all I can think of.
Yeah.
The women's tag team division is piss poor in WWE than it is in NXT.
Yeah.
So you have that. Then we have the SmackDown champion. He was going to have to face Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. So to put them together and have them go against the tag team champions is fucking stupid. Because A, they're going to face each other at WrestleMania. So why did you do that? And B, I don't want to see shots at top outs!
Yeah.
So, my obvious pick, for me anyways, it's going to be Shane and Nia.
Like, I don't see Sasha having a SmackDown Women's Championship and the one half of the Women's Tag Titles. At some point, they gotta do something to create more intrigue for people to want to watch Sasha against Bianca. Like, you know, Bianca's the athletic freak. Sasha's the ultra cool, badass veteran. And it'll be a great match, I'm sure. And, you know, they've done a good job at, you know, building it up, but there's that intrigue that is like, oh man, I really want to see this match. I really want to see if Bianca can become SmackDown Women's Champion. I want to, you know, that just motivates you. It makes you want to watch them see Sasha against Bianca at Mania.
True as well.
Another thing is to say at some point down the line, whenever Sasha loses the SmackDown Women's Championship to whoever, and Bianca and Sasha stay a team and maybe eventually win the tag championships. I don't know. This is just kind of something I thought of as we're rolling along here, but I mean, like, yeah. Sasha doesn't need to be one half of the tag champions as well.
Been there, done that.
And I mean, I'll save that for a later time. Like, sure, it would be cool to see, like, Sasha and Bianca as tag champions. Just wait for it.
Yeah, I know.
Just wait for it.
Yep.
Now we go into a match for the Intercontinental Championship. We got Big E against Apollo Crews.
Yeah, and I made my bones about that too. I'm not gonna do a rant about it because it's just fucking stupid too. I mean, it is ridiculous. It's been said in another subscriber on my YouTube page. It's a reverse Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have a guy like Apollo Crews turn heel, but to not only, I mean, yeah, he's of Nigerian heritage, but did you really have to throw a fucking accent on him?
Yeah, I know, right?
And then he comes out and he's got the robe on and he's got the steel staff or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's got his posse with him.
Yeah.
Why? Why did you have to do that? You did not need to do that. You know, I understand, embrace your heritage. But come on.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing when Drew McIntyre does that because he's actually fucking Scottish.
Yeah.
But Apollo Crews was born in America. So what you just did was you fucked it all up, and now it just sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, Big E cut the best promo last week that I think he's ever done. I don't know if you've seen it. But he was very passionate, talking about Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
So this match is going to be pretty cool.
Right.
I mean, I like the fact that Big E is the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
Again. Is it too soon to put the title on Apollo? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So, I mean, for me, it's going to be, we'll see what happens. I don't want to say that, but, I mean, it's kind of like they've already had, like, 2 matches, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
I would say run with this heel run, if you will, with Apollo a little longer. before you put the Intercontinental title on him or a title on him. Like, what they've been doing with Big E and Apollo has been good, but just having turned Apollo heel, putting the title on him right away, I don't think that's a good idea.
No.
It could work, but I think you gotta build up the character and run with it for a little while before you put the title on him.
Yeah. Speaking of Drew McIntyre, Scotland versus Ireland.
Aye.
Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. I don't know if there's a stipulation to this match either, but
I don't think there is.
I mean, they beat the piss out of each other on Raw with no contest, but
Oh yeah, like they had a match against each other. They beat the ever-living piss out of each other. Damn good match. And they go into I think it was a no disqualification match. That ended in a no contest.
right.
So this match is kind of gonna be the rubber match, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll beat the piss out of each other again.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, these two go way back, ICW days, and I'm pretty sure other territories in the UK.
Yeah.
But these two guys have to be one of the two strongest, the two biggest guys in WWE right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
Sheamus has a page on YouTube dedicated to working out.
Aye.
So that guy fucking works out 24/7.
Oh yeah. Cardio machine.
Yeah, pretty much.
And like you look, as time went on with Sheamus, you could tell he was getting out of shape. Then he got injured, I think, and had some time off. Was out for, I would say, like 6 months. And comes back and he's jacked. And it's like, okay. And, watching this YouTube channel and working out with several different superstars.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got ripped big time, and he looks as good or better than he did when he debuted.
True. I mean, the guy's over 40 and he acts like he's fucking 20.
I know, right?
And that can go the same as Goldberg. I mean, Goldberg's old, but Goldberg can still go.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of. But I mean, Sheamus definitely still has a few more years left in him. And
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
you can't say that about any other veteran in the wrestling business.
Yeah, there aren't very many veterans, like old-time veterans, that are in the business, and you can say, oh, yeah, they easily got another 5 to 10 years left on the tank or whatever.
Like, I really doubted Sting. But when I saw his match with Darby Allin against the Team Taz,
Oh, the street fight, yeah.
Street Fight,
That was fucking awesome.
yeah, so I think Sheamus can definitely still pull it off. As for Sunday, I think if this were for the title, I would definitely want to see Sheamus go over. However, it's not, so I mean, I think Drew's been having a lot of good wins lately.
Yeah.
I think it would be time for Sheamus to get one over.
Yeah, I could see that. Where it would go from there, who knows? Like, okay, we're leading into WrestleMania. Of course, you got McIntyre against Lashley.
Now, that being said, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but how about a triple threat? If
You'd have to work up to that, though.
Well, that's true as well, I know. That's just my thought, because really, I don't want to see Drew McIntyre with another title reign, but that's just me. So, yeah, I'm still going to say Sheamus.
Like, you got Drew McIntyre against Bobby Lashley at Mania for the title.
Yeah.
Sheamus doesn't have a match at Mania yet, if he's going to be on the card. Somehow, Sheamus will either have a a match against somebody, either at WrestleMania or whatever, or maybe somehow it ends up a triple threat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't really think a loss here would kill McIntyre's momentum heading into WrestleMania. And for Sheamus kind of needs a little bit more momentum to get somewhere. So, I'll take Sheamus.
Awesome.
Just for the, like I said, he's done very well in matches he's had. He just needs a momentum builder to get somewhere.
Yeah, I know.
And maybe get a shot at a title at some point down the line.
Yeah. I mean, he's already Grand Slam champion,
Yeah.
so. We have this match. We got Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss.
Do we see a Fiend return?
Oh, we sure as shit do see a Fiend return. There has to be a Fiend return.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I really don't see Randy wrestling Alexa. I mean, I'm sure will do some weird stuff. Like, Alexa's had matches against, like, Asuka and stuff. And,
Yeah.
like her on the rocking horse and, various other things. But,
People were like, well, who's the face and who's the heel in this one? Because you got Randy Orton, who's supposed to be a heel.
yeah.
But then you got Alexa Bliss, who's kind of a heel. And with Bray Wyatt. But Bray Wyatt's not face. But Bray Wyatt's doing heelish things. And then you got Randy Orton out in the ring doing this great Muda impression. And it's like, okay, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
So, and I don't see Randy Orton putting his hands on my RV goddess. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
And wrong anyways. So, I
Yeah.
mean, is the Fiend gonna return? You bet your ass. I know that's gonna happen for sure.
I have a feeling it will, too.
But they've been playing mind games with Randy Orton for weeks.
Yeah.
I kinda, and I really don't want to say this, but I can kinda see Randy Orton go over.
Somehow, possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Because you look at the history between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, too.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing with the WWE Championship. But there's another example of tag team champions that didn't last long and went over to WrestleMania and have Randy Orton face Bray Wyatt for the WWE title.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, unless Bray Wyatt comes back and costs Randy, I think it's going to be Randy Orton. I mean, why would you put Alexa Bliss in that kind of situation?
Yeah, why would you, build it up and tease a Fiend return if you're not going to pull the trigger on it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, either pull the trigger on it on Sunday, or dare I say it, save it a few more weeks and pull the trigger at Mania.
Exactly. Yeah, there's an idea.
But I think sooner would be better rather than later.
Right.
Do it Sunday.
No, that's understandable. In event, we have the Universal Championship. We've got the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan.
No, in this match there's going to be a outside enforcer that's yet to be determined. There's going to be a match tonight on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Edge against Jey Uso. Winner's the special guest enforcer for this match. Now, this is just kind of my thought. You could have Edge win that match against Jey Uso, go into Sunday and either, cost Daniel the match and keep it himself against Roman heading into Mania, Or have him screw over Roman, give Daniel the title, and then have Daniel and Edge at Mania. Or say they keep this going for the next few weeks, head into Mania, Universal Triple Threat. Roman, Edge, Bryan.
My man, that's exactly what it should be. Because I think Bryan versus Edge would be awesome.
Yeah.
However, you have Roman Reigns, who's the longest Universal Champion so far.
So far, yeah.
Spear versus Spear at WrestleMania is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You have Bryan, who is a great wrestler and can go with Edge, and that would be a dream match in itself.
Yeah.
So, yes, to have a triple threat would be pretty cool. Now, you were going to have a tag team match at Fastlane with Jey Uso and Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan and Edge, but then that got squashed, and now you're going to have a Roman Reigns-Bryan match.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So, I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Oh, yeah.
Because if we do go the triple threat route, and Bryan happens to win the match and become Universal Champion, but then, why is Edge back? Because the sole purpose of him to return is to give him the Universal Championship. So, this is kind of strange, actually.
But and you think about it, okay? Say Bryan wins on Sunday. Fall out of Fastlane. Next Friday on SmackDown, Bryan's celebrating the win, and it's like, alright, Edge comes out, and he's like, alright, you and me at WrestleMania. Cool. Shake hands, hype it up, whatever. Roman comes out, he's like, Edge, you screwed me out of the Universal Championship, and I want my rematch, and I want it at WrestleMania. Talk it up, hype it up, build it up. You go into WrestleMania, triple threat.
Alright.
Either way you put it, there's no way they're taking Edge out of the picture.
No, they're never going to do that, and they better not do that. I mean, he, like I said, came back the second Royal Rumble in, since last year.
Yeah.
You have to give him that shot. You have to give him that Universal title. Otherwise, his comeback is fucking useless. You have Bill Goldberg come back, and he's two-time Universal Champion.
Mm-hmm.
So why can't you fucking do that with Edge? Give Edge the Universal title. What happens next? Who knows?
Yeah.
But, seriously, why? That would be useless, and it doesn't matter who he faces.
Yeah.
Even if it's a triple threat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
So, that's been our Fastlane prediction show.
Yeah.
So, once again, we're going to be busy with doing our prediction videos.
After Fastlane, it's gonna be a whirlwind.
Yeah.
There's NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. There's Impact Plus special, Impact Wrestling, Hardcore Justice. And to top it all off, NXT UK is presenting Prelude.
Yeah.
The Thursday of the week of WrestleMania.
Yeah, so that's going to be stacked.
You.
I mean, and that's the thing, too. We'll have to figure out and plan how to do this.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's never a dull moment.
Nope.
But anyways, yeah, no, it's going to be fun. On Sunday, we'll definitely do our play-by-play. And, yeah. So, anyways, for me, Matt, this is Killer Kyle. Anything I want to add? Oh, wait, I'm kidding.
Fastlane is going to be an interesting show. Heading into WrestleMania is going to be, I'm sure, really good as well. And it's going to be busy, but we always keep up. And WrestleMania, I'm sure, will be really good as well.
Yeah.
You know, we'll talk about that more when we get there, but for right now, Fastlane, get that in the books, and then go from there.
Pretty much. Anyhow, we'll talk to you later. Deuces.
See ya!